Hey everyone, how's it going? I thought my co-host there was going to take over, but uh, this is episode number 2, Next Gen Burnouts. Myself and Logan and we're going to be breaking down that Las Vegas race, Pennzoil 400. Not sure what to think about it. It was something. It was some type of race. I will give it that. Um, Logan, what do you think? What are you thinking just off the top?
Man, I don't know. I mean, compared to our last race over in Fontana, that was an excellent race, and I don't know. I just felt like this one was slow. It was a lot of William Byron. He led so much of the race. It was just so much of it was all about William Byron.
Yep.
So a little bit unamusing, but I think there were some good storylines that actually happened throughout the race that I would say. One thing I just we could start off talking about was Tyler Reddick today. What do you think about him?
Oh, I mean, he looked a lot better today than he did in those first two races. I mean, he finished
Not
the
hard to
race.
beat,
So
right?
yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I mean, he finished the race. He is one of my championship fours that I picked. So after those first, couple races, I'll admit I was getting a little nervous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he looked good. He looked good. So did Bubba as well. Just to throw in his teammate there. I thought they both looked
Bubba,
solid.
he finished P4 today. P4.
Yep, P4. Yep, I got it here on my other screen as well. So
I think
not
my
a,
thing with Tyler Reddick today, sorry to interrupt you, but my
oh,
thing
all
with
good.
Tyler Reddick is very early on. I think he started about P30 today. It was really, really far back, but by lap 20, he already got himself up 16 positions. He was looking very good, and I mean those boys over at 23XI, they need to start kicking it up. I know it's early on in the season, but really rough start for them. So to see both the 23XI guys do good this week was very good. I can get the final result, but I know I had Bubba at
Or
P4
Reddick was
and
15th.
Reddick 15th.
Yep,
You know,
yes, sir.
not terrible. Not
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 bad.
terrible. We
Well, I
can
mean,
live with that.
it beats a DNF, and in
Yes.
first couple races of the season, it was starting to look like that's all Tyler Reddick could do. Um, of course, we know he's a capable driver and he's extremely talented, but you got to finish races.
Yep.
Obviously, it's a little bit of circumstance as well. When a guy gets caught in the big one, can't control that. But it was good to see. I felt also too, just to kind of backtrack, is in terms of the overall race, low cautions. I think there
Oh,
was one caution, or maybe one caution that was actually because of a wreck. And
uh-huh.
was there any more? I don't
There
even think they called a
was
caution in the overtime.
That was going to lead me into my next point, but the first caution of the day was in stage 3, or it was either
It
the
was
end of stage 2 or stage 3. I
it
believe
was
it was
Logano.
in stage 3. Was Logano. And that's what I
Yep.
was going to talk about next.
Yep.
Had that one, and then the other caution was that Armarola that spinned out? That
Yes.
caused
Yep.
was that
Yep.
him? Okay, that's what I
Yep.
thought. Yeah.
Yep. That was the
So
other one. That was the one that
and
started.
that
The
you
Armarola
know
one is what gave us overtime.
Yeah, and you know what's
Yes.
funny too? Over in the booth with Clinton Boyer and Danica Patrick, they were saying they're like, it's looking like a lock right now with Kyle
Yep.
Larson. It's going to be an easy way to end it, but then that happened. They said, "Hey, don't change the channel. Yeah, we got a race." And you know, uh,
I was debating
let's
on
talk
changing the
about
channel.
Joey Logano real quick before we go into the finish of the lap. So Joey Logano started off P1, and he only held P1 for about 15 laps.
I couldn't
Then
even I couldn't even tell you. All I know
yeah,
is Joey Logano had a rough day. That
yep,
is as rough as you can imagine. Every time I looked up, he was just dropping,
further down.
dropping,
Yep,
dropping.
yep.
Um, Yeah, I don't know. Did you hear anything? Did you see anything? Did you read anything as far as what was going on? Was there any type of mechanical issues or what? Because he looked fast all weekend, but I
I
didn't
did
see.
not see
I didn't hear
too
anything from the
much.
booth.
I think it was just a driver's fault right there. I mean, he was. It looked pretty good, for the first 15 laps, but then he just started
That's
dropping it. And William Byron had a fast car. All of
hey,
Hendrick Motorsports this week did excellent. We got Byron at P1, Larson P2, Bowman P3.
as good as you can, as good as you can get.
Yeah.
They're taking a page out of the Red Bull playbook today. So, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that here soon.
We'll
Um,
get into that at the end.
um, but yeah, I guess I did want to ask, or not necessarily ask, but just kind of bring it up.
Mm.
Logano going out. Are we blaming Logano for that, or was Brad Keselowski? Did he leave him enough room? I mean, I was kind
Wow.
of, I was getting shades of when you and I recently went karting. And you kept running me into the wall. That was the first thing I thought of. I said, "Oh, so Brad taking a page out of Logan's playbook here." But
Give me a break.
yeah, I don't know. I
You
think
gotta
that's
drive
I think that's
competitively. You know what? I think this might be one of our first arguments, but I think he was in the right there.
you think
I'm a
so?
big Logano fan, and it just happened to be how it did. And did you see when he went out into the middle of the grass? He got some air too.
I did not
See
see
that?
that.
Logano's car literally got about a foot off the ground. It was pretty crazy.
Jesus.
So,
Well,
and then what happened? Obviously, what you saw, but they started working on his car, and you're only allowed 7 minutes, and
Yep.
you're not able to get your car back in by the time that's over.
You're
You're
out.
done, and they
Out.
weren't able to. Yep.
Well, I guess all I'll say is I feel like it was pretty clear. Good old Brad just didn't leave him enough room there. You got to allow the guy to, a little bit of space. But yeah, that was unfortunate, of course, because you and I both are, pretty big Logano fans.
Yep.
Maybe I'll ask him this weekend if we end up seeing him. Who knows?
A
He's
little bit off of our talk. We'll give the fans a little heads up, but me and Jordan are going to be meeting the 2022 champion Joey Logano next Saturday. Can't wait. He's going to be at a Planet Fitness over in Gilbert, Arizona. We will be there. If you
We're gonna
guys are
stop by.
there, make sure to say hi to us. We'd love to meet some of our fans. But yeah,
And
can't
look,
wait to meet him.
all we'll ask is just, if you do want to meet us and, things are getting crazy, just be respectful, don't cause a scene, just come up, we'll take a picture, whatever we need to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
we're
will
men of
bring the
people.
Sharpies too. Don't have to worry
Yes.
about bringing the Sharpie. We'll bring the Sharpie. We'll sign your baby. We'll sign whatever,
We'll sign the foreheads, whatever we
But-
need to do.
Let's
It
keep
is what it
it
is.
a minimum of 5 in a line.
Yeah,
let's
just
not go too much more than that.
let's be respectful.
But no, in all seriousness, though, we are very excited to meet Joey Logano. I bought. I don't know if I told you this, but I got a Logano shirt last night. I have plenty of Pennzoil 400 stuff. I mean, I feel like that would be good enough. But
Pretty fitting.
nope. I got a Logano T-shirt last night, a hat, both off of eBay, and then today off Amazon, I just got a Logano pennant, and I did get a die cast. I got a 1x64 die cast. Yep.
How many are you going to be bringing all of these to have him potentially sign?
I have a
don't
plan.
know. I think there's a limit. I think it's one.
I'm not getting my T-shirt signed. I'm getting the hat signed, and then my girlfriend will be there as well too, and she will be holding some of the things to get signed. So it's not going to be just one freak fan meeting him, asking him to sign all my stuff. But yeah,
gotcha.
no. And
Gotcha.
I'm glad you're bringing your Polaroid too. We'll get some very cool pictures of that. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait. So if you guys see us out at the Gilbert Planet Fitness on Saturday, make sure to say hi. We'd love to meet you guys.
I agree.
Cool.
I agree completely. I think that'd be amazing. I guess just to your point, I plan on bringing a little picture. I'm hoping to get it signed, get it framed. I think that'd be nice. We'll see if Logano, decides to do that. I didn't know that we were recruiting our girlfriends to get extra signatures. Like, it's a pretty good idea. I might have to recruit.
You gotta play dirty sometimes.
I guess you do. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that.
You can bring your cousin.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have something for him to sign as well.
Your friend Joey. That is a good ring to it when he says that on that photo.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Well,
I wonder if he'd actually do that too. I wonder,
he definitely would. Yeah,
that'd be funny.
Like a class act guy. No, he definitely would.
Because also too, we should just state, you and I are not in the business of getting something signed to potentially sell it or do anything weird like that. Whatever I get signed, I'm going to be keeping for the foreseeable future. It's going to be either up on my wall, if it's, so definitely want to preference that. We're not autograph hawks or whatever those people go by. That's not our game.
No, I'm sorry. The money couldn't even pay for the experience that I'm about to have on Saturday.
Yeah, and
meeting Joey Logano, why would I sell that?
And if he does put your buddy or your friend Joey, that'd be freaking awesome. It would kill all the resale value, and I'd have no problem with that. I'd say, I bet. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be really cool. But
thank you. To get back on track, though, I wanted to ask you, who were your picks today? Because that leads up to a further question I have, which we need to look at, actually.
Let me pull them up immediately.
Should I start off with mine real quick?
Yep, go for it.
Okay, cool. Well, today I picked, on Saturday. We like to do it on Saturday, put our picks in Saturday. We might be changing that structure. I don't know, because, with qualifying and stuff, we got to iron that out. But
all good.
On Saturday, I locked in. I had, and everyone knows the deal too. 3 drivers, manufacturer, dark horse. We know the deal.
And really quick too, I got to say something about the whole dark horse category. I noticed your dark horse was Chastain. In what world is Chastain a dark horse?
I mean,
that's like. I have 1,000 examples of how that's not a dark horse. I think we got to have dark horse be a lower level. Do you know where I'm coming from?
Well, okay. So I can't. You got me in a corner right now.
Okay.
I cannot confirm, but I think a dark horse, you can consider that based on their qualifying position. No matter who the driver is, you can decide that by their qualifying position. And I don't know what his qualifying position is right now. Okay. I can't honestly say. I just shot it up real quick. If you want to fact check me on that. While you're doing that,
go for it.
I'll shoot my drivers. But I did have Logano, number 1.
Same.
Christopher Bell. And I'll read how they scored too. So Logano, can't find him on here. It's because he's a DNF. So that was easy. Bad one. Christopher Bell. I had him, and he got me P5. Can't complain about that.
Not bad.
The guy you seem to dislike today, and I'm loving him this season too. Big Brad Keselowski fan. I had him, and it's looking like he ended P17. So that. I also had my manufacturer as Ford. Oh my God! The first 4 to finish was actually Austin Cindric at 6. So could have been bad, but it was not Ford's day at all. I've been really bad with the manufacturers lately. I haven't hit one this whole year.
Yeah,
I haven't hit one. That's probably the easiest thing to get out of our list. And then I'll just finish up. But my dark horse was Chastain, and we're going real far down. Sorry. P12. So
to answer your question too, he qualified P8, so he was up there
in the top 10.
He was in the top 10. Let me check really quick for my dark horse, which by the way was Truex Jr. Truex qualified P15, so not the best by any means.
So what should our rules be? I mean, we should get this going right now. What should our rules be for dark horse?
I don't necessarily think we have to go, super by the book on it. I just think it should be more of, like, if I'm saying, my dark horse is Chase Elliott, how's Chase Elliott a dark horse, which can't be a dark horse anymore because he ain't racing. But we didn't even discuss that.
See, I'm going to disagree with you right there. I think it should come down to qualifying to determine. Okay, I don't think I think it should completely be. It cannot be within
The top 20.
the first 10.
I think top 20. I think if it's truly a dark horse, dark horses, in my opinion, aren't meant to not ever, but it's rare they should ever hit. If your dark horse hits and you actually correctly assume the dark horse, that is fantastic. That's like, whoa, like you're Nostradamus, you know what I mean? So that's where or maybe top 15. Maybe top 15, top 20.
I'd say anything above 15.
Okay. Deal.
Anything above 15. Okay.
We can work with that.
Going forward, we will have that. Yeah.
So just to kind of
Let's hear yours, though.
Go to my dark horse. I'm going to start with that just because we're on the topic. Truex Jr. My man had a chance. He was put into the position that last two
I wanted to talk about that. Well, how about we touch base on that when we talk about the finish?
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then my win predictions, which I didn't get correct, obviously, I had Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, and Denny Hamlin. So I went pretty safe. I know Logano, DNF. Let me see where Busch ended.
Busch was kind of a non-factor today, I felt
he
like.
He was. Denny was.
He ended. Busch ended P14.
Denny is P11. So not the best by any means, but yeah. And then I guess I'll just finish it off here with my manufacturer. Whatever. Went Chevy.
Yeah.
I just
Chevy.
Top 3 guys. Chevy. No big deal. No big deal. But when I pick the manufacturer, I usually pick right. So it is what it is.
So you got one. We're gonna start a rolling tally going season long right now of who gets the most manufacturers, who gets the right ones, and the dark horse. So you obviously didn't get a driver.
Nope.
So we're both 0-0 there. You hit the first manufacturer of the year.
Yeah.
Congrats. And then neither of us have hit the dark horse. And we're establishing the rules now, so we know going forward what we have to look for.
And the dark horse should be pretty damn rare. If you're hitting the dark horse, it's like that's bigger than the win potential one because you can choose anyone for that. I could go top 3 who qualified if I want to get, weird about it. I don't think either of us will do that, but yeah. So anyway.
One thing I wanted to bring up kind of while we're touching base on some things is I thought about this and I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to ask Jordan this. But did you have William Byron in your playoff picks?
No.
No?
Big miss. I checked that earlier as well, and I did not.
You did not? Okay, I'm just going to confirm right now but I'm almost positive I did not. Nope, I did not. Wow,
okay, good. Then we both missed it. I'll take that. I will take that. I needed that.
That's good. Obviously, as we say, nothing is official yet.
Nope.
Nothing is official. There could be points, extra winners, whatever. But right now, locked in. It's
a big miss. Big miss for both of us. So,
all right.
We can't be
Let's
perfect.
talk about that finish.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's talk about that.
I just want to start with, I like the gamble by Truex and his team. They weren't going to win regardless if he pits. So him staying out, if I'm not mistaken, gives him the literal only chance. He pits. He's 15, 10 cars back. You know what I mean?
It's all hindsight 2020 though, because I think by the time he went, when everyone started pitting, he was like in third or so. And then that's because there was Byron, Larson, him, and Hamlin. They were all up there. And then they all made the decision to pit, and he did not. Now just think about this. Okay, so he didn't pit, which I kind of liked it initially, but those tires were so completely worn. But there could have very well been another caution that could have happened after this, you know?
Yep. No, I agree completely. I was simply just saying that I like the gamble. I think that that is something that you do. You're in Vegas, you got to roll the dice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like they, who was it? Was it his crew chief that was jumping out of the plane?
Yes, it was.
There
Yeah.
it is.
That's what they were saying.
They're in Vegas.
He was taking risks this week.
And he was taking big risks. Didn't pay off. I mean, him jumping out of the plane paid off because obviously he showed up to work and, everything was fine. But,
Yeah.
Truex, I don't know. I like that. I think that's the way to freaking do it, in my opinion.
And
you go for the win.
Really to do that, and even with all things considered, to end up in 7th,
not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
And I'll just say too, this race was kind of what we mentioned early on. It wasn't the best.
It was a snoozer.
It was a snoozer.
Let's not.
It was a teeter-totter between mostly William Byron, but then at the end, it just almost felt like Larson was just completely locked. I am so glad that caution happened and made it a little bit interesting,
Yeah, I agree. I guess the only I agree. I won't even go into what I was going to say. Sometimes, the cautions are a little ticky-tack, but obviously that one was clear as day.
Was clear as day. Yeah.
Clear as day.
Yeah.
And I'm also not even going to get into it as well, but because we could talk about this every episode. Those commercials, I literally want to rip my freaking hair out when I see it literally went from commercial, got about 10 laps in, and then there's another commercial.
It was bad today.
That was terrible. I don't know obviously the analytics of it. I know someone tracks it. I've seen it on Twitter before. It's actually very informative.
Really?
I have.
Okay.
And when I see it, I'll send it over to you if it ever pops up again. But that is just ridiculous, in my opinion.
Interesting. You know what I noticed about the broadcast today? I could be wrong, or maybe this has happened previously, but I don't know. I just noticed was when they were showing all the leaders and stuff, I didn't see too much of them showing the manufacturers. Typically, when you see it, it has the name of the driver and then their manufacturer. Basically, the whole day today, there was not really that many times where you looked up and you could see the manufacturer. I mean, I know most of them off the top of my head as is, but it was kind of weird just not being able to see that from the broadcast. I don't know. Keep an eye out for it next week. That's one thing I did notice.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I guess I want to ask you, anything else you want to touch on for this race before we move on to a little bit of F1, or what are we thinking?
Nope. I mean, I think Las Vegas, you kind of get what you get. It was the first mile and a half course, and it ended up having a good ending. I like the ending of the race, but much throughout it was not I don't know.
I mean, saved by the caution. If for anyone out there, saved by the caution. I feel like that saved the race.
It honestly did.
That's my opinion.
We'll put up a poll on our Twitter. We'll talk a little bit more about that later in the episode, but we'll put up a poll, see what the fans think. Was it a good race? We'll see.
I'll answer for the fans. No. I'm going to go ahead and just do that.
Now, a good race. Let's talk about that.
You're talking about F1.
Yes, sir.
It was a good race for everything outside of the top two. It was a good race for you because you're the biggest Red Bull fan I know. And we don't have to get into that. You're just embarrassment of riches over there. But it was a great race for.
I've been treated well. Well.
Yeah, you've been treated extremely well. You're a spoiled fan. But yeah, I mean, where should we start? I guess I'll start with Max looks dominant, of course. Red Bull as a team looks absolutely dominant. I threw up on our Twitter. Go check us out. Go give us a follow if we haven't plugged it already. Next Gen Burnouts. We're live. I threw up my prediction for the F1 season, and I had Max and Checo finishing 1-2 again. Not just for this race. I didn't do a race prediction. We need to start doing that. Totally forgot to do that.
Yep.
But I threw it up there.
We caught up in the meetings last night. We weren't able to get that, but we will do that. We will have those up.
It's good thing to just. We're a work in progress. We'll get there. But Red Bull looks absolutely dominant. I don't really know where any of the other teams go from here. And that's the one thing about F1 that's a little unfortunate is I feel like early on what team is going to be the team of the year. Because who can really compete with them? Ferrari?
Well, I want to mention something about that race is Ferrari. We're talking about Red Bull doing the same thing of winning. Ferrari's doing the same thing of being their own worst enemy.
Yep. Very true.
They just can't.
They just can't. Claire? I personally just don't really understand what how Ferrari operates in that instance because they are literally the gold standard for F1. They've been around for as long as F1's been around. They have they're the top team, is in terms of popularity. They have all this, they have all that. They have the drivers. Everyone wants to go to drive for Ferrari. It's like an embarrassment of riches, and yet they just can't stop shooting themselves in the foot.
Nope.
There's no way your top driver should be going out with any type of mechanical error in the first race of the season. That is inexcusable, in my opinion. That is just ridiculous.
Not good. And I don't know if you guys know or not, but I am not a huge fan, obviously, of Ferrari. I try to stay not, biased or whatever. But I'm not a fan of that Carlos Sainz guy. Not a fan. Am I pronouncing his last name correct?
Yeah, I don't hear any mispronunciation. But what's going on? Why don't you like Carlos?
I just don't see him being that good of a driver. Last year, I was watching him. I'm just not sold.
Okay,
not sold.
Fair. That's fair.
I can see him potentially, if he does not do good enough this year, I can see him off Ferrari by the end of the year.
Really? I want to just see what his contract. Let's see if I can find it really quick.
Okay, I might have just shot myself in the foot for that.
I had to double check you. Okay, so he's on contract till 2024. So not the worst, I guess. Have a bad year this year, underperform next year, replace him. I could see that.
He'd be up, yeah.
But I also think too, we would be hard. Hey, we're gonna have some bad takes. Let's be honest. I mean, you don't have a podcast without having a few bad takes sprinkled in there. I think it's kind of ridiculous how we haven't mentioned Alonso yet.
Yeah, great race.
What a fantastic race. He looked dead in the water last year, in my opinion. Obviously, when you're driving for Alpine, it's, you get what you get. But Aston Martin, they're on the come up. They look fast. And it's good. I like seeing the old heads up there. I like seeing the Lewis Hamiltons of the world, doing their thing, so deep into their career. And Alonso getting a podium, love it. I was personally extremely happy to see that.
You got driver of the race too,
and he deserved it. He was driving fantastic. I love the onboard audio that F1 gives. Obviously, NASCAR does it as well, but F1 is just such a more condensed race that I feel like that type of audio is. I don't know, something about it. Just the little nuggets they were giving us from Alonso from in the car were fantastic. Dude was just killing it today. So that was very fun to watch for a race that was at the top. It was a runaway. Clearly, Red Bull by the second lap, we all knew Red Bull was going to win. But that in between, from P3 to P7, that's where the racing was today. And I thought it was nice. I thought that was the best part of the race.
Good analysis. Good taking over. Jordan's more, as you can tell, he's more of the F1 fan. I'm trying to get more into it, but he's the F1 guy, and he's taught me a lot and stuff. And just kind of learn throughout the season a little bit more about F1. But I noticed the next race is the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. That's not until March 19th.
Yeah, that's logistics of F1. You know what I mean? Got to travel so far, and they just
Yeah.
they push them out. I think too. I was looking at the schedule. It's March 19th, which I didn't even know that was the exact day. But then it's another 2 week gap right after that. So
Yep, April 1st. Yeah,
well,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why I'm tripping or whatever. It just seems like God feels like we just got into March, but it's March 5th today, so that makes perfect sense why it's March 19th.
Well, I mean, it's also the first race of the season, and we already have to wait 2 weeks for the second race. Like that's kind of the unfortunate part of it. It's like I'm fiending by week 2.
He's got NASCAR. Don't worry, buddy. He's got NASCAR.
I understand. And two, I just want
to go on. I think you're about to say what I'm about to say.
I don't necessarily think so, but I'll just finish my thought really quick. I want also just to state that I don't claim to be a die-hard, know everything about anything when it comes to F1. I do very much enjoy watching it, as does Logan. But we're both learning. We learn every day. I don't know the most about the history. I don't know the most about the technicalities of everything. I don't claim to. But that's why you listen to us. We're not bullshitters. Excuse my French, but it's very simple. We keep it.
You just dropped the first cuss word of our entire podcast.
Congratulations. I think it fitted well. I think our fans.
You're not wrong.
Hey,
You're not wrong.
I'll keep it more PG, but we don't BS. We don't act like we're some geniuses when it comes to anything, and we're just here having some good times, good conversations, and hopefully after the few seasons or however long it takes, the people see that, and that's what they want. So just wanted to throw that out there that
Well said. Well said.
Thank you.
Well, that was definitely not what I was going to say, but I am glad that you put that in. What I was going to say is me and Jordan next Sunday are going to the Ruoff Mortgage 500 in Phoenix, Arizona. Obviously, the day before, we're me and Joey Logano, so we have a very busy weekend ahead of us. We're going to try to do a lot of content-wise for both these events. Try to get some videos up on our YouTube page. You can follow that at Next Gen Burnouts. We will also be uploading our podcasts, audio and video. Yes, Jordan is very prominent of being Apple exclusive for our podcast. Still trying to iron out those details. Not sure if that's going to be the thing. But, so we are going to the Ruoff Mortgage 500 in Phoenix on Sunday. I will actually be there on Friday for the truck series. I'm excited for that. My job is doing a charity event, so I will be there handing out some flyers about podcasts, trying to spread the word, get some more fans. But no, we are super stoked. We're probably going to put up a vlog type video on YouTube. So definitely look out for that. By the time it's done edited and stuff, it'll probably be up by about Monday. But no, cannot wait. This is going to be a great week. So our podcast for next week might not come out directly after the race because, we're going to have to drive home. Traffic can be really bad over there. And Avondale, it's really hard to get out of there. So
might be a Monday
as soon as
upload.
we get home.
Might be a Monday night upload.
Yeah, might be because
I think the fans will understand. We're in the trenches. We're going to be getting rowdy, watch some NASCAR. I'm stoked. I'm going to be getting.
You guys can hold off for one day. We will treat you with some extra video content from the event. I can't wait. It is going to be awesome.
It's going to be a blast.
So, that's what I got. The only thing I'll mention too is we are on Twitter, as Jordan previously mentioned, at Next Gen Burnouts. Give us a follow. We got a growing fan base. We are pretty active, as well as our YouTube. It's officially up. Next Gen Burnouts. And we just locked in a logo too, so we're official.
Logo's locked in. Had to do some pretty high-level negotiations with the team. Had to get a few different graphic designers. I had to get them on the books. Had to make sure that they were squared away. Everything's taken care of. No need to worry. Logos looking good. And yeah, I also want to throw in too. We do plan once we get a little bit more coverage, a little bit more of a base when it comes to listeners. We want to do some giveaways. We want to give back. We're big on we have no problem doing some giveaways.
We're for the people.
We scratch your back, you scratch ours. You know what I mean? It's very simple.
Yeah.
You shoot us a follow, you shoot us a like. We might shoot you a die cast. I think that's a fair trade.
One thing that has been in every video of ours so far is right there. I got my Brad Kozlowski diecast. Might be the first giveaway. Who knows? I might hold on to it. Maybe you can get a signed Joey Logano thing. I don't know. But we are going to be doing giveaways. That
would be insane. That would actually be almost a giveaway I don't want to happen. I would want to win that giveaway. But we can discuss that. But yeah, overall, episode 2. Not the best race in terms of NASCAR, but good finish. F1, I feel like was very solid. Outside of course, the top 2. And I'm excited for next week. Do you have any other closing thoughts, Logan, or what do you think?
Nope, I am all good. I think we touched base on everything, and can't wait for next week. And it is going to be a blast.
Yeah, I agree.
So, all right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for listening to episode 2 of Next Gen Burnouts, and we will be back better than ever next week. You guys have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.
See you then.